Gentlemen, welcome to the third and final episode of Keyword Transformations using a host of language points, and they will be ranging from modal verbs to fixed expressions. So we have quite a lot to go through in this video. Have you already sat and passed any of your Cambridge Advanced English exams? Have you passed IELTS? Have you got a degree in English already? Do you teach English at schools? Let me know where you're up to. We had some teachers, except for the very lovely Kerfusa. We've had some teachers on here who have just been, you know what they've been like. You've seen them. Because they were males, they were after other things that the page didn't provide. And they're no longer active on the page. So give me the heads up if you're a teacher and you're here for the right purpose. Sentence 1, you're going to be required to use a modal verb. On your screen, you'd see a reminder of what modal verbs are in Britain. It may well be that the modal verbs that we use are not want to use in your own countries. Okay, this is my first sentence. Afua felt it was absolutely necessary for us to complete the building project on time. Please have a look at the sentence on the screen. I'm going to straight away isolate my verb phrases. Felt, past simple, was, past simple, to complete the verb in the to infinitive. Your key word is the adverb really. Part of the answer has been provided for yourself, ladies and gents, as would happen in the exam. If we felt the building project on time. If you're a teacher, you have my permission to use my examples. There was a teacher here who said, please, can I use your examples? I said, of course you can, as long as you give me credit for what I do. Do not copy my work and not give me credit, because I went to university 3 times for me to sit here and do what I do. My answer would be, if we felt we really must complete the project on time. Felt is a verb in the past simple. We really, I've used the keyword, must is a modal verb which indicates the necessity. When you're doing keyword change, you have to retain the semantics of sentence 1 in your answer. After modal verbs, what do we use? We use a verb in the base form, except you're doing the perfect infinitive. Let's quickly just explain the perfect infinitive again. I must have mistakenly texted the wrong number. I would have finished my studies if I hadn't taken a break. Modal plus present perfect. That's what the perfect infinitive looks like. We're not using that now. We're just using the modal plus the base form. So I said after a modal verb, you use a verb in the base form. Let's have one more example of a modal verb and then quickly move on. There is a chance they're going to cancel the match between Super Eagles and Ghana because of the monsoon rain. There is a chance they're going to cancel the match between Super Eagles and Ghana because of the monsoon rains. I'm going to give you the modal verb may. Part of the answer is already on the screen. The match dash to the rain. Oh, this is a hard one. There is a chance they're going to cancel the match between Super Eagles and Ghana because of the monsoon rain. And I've given you part of the answer, which is on your screen. The match between the Super Eagles and Ghana dash to the monsoon rains. My answer will be the match between Super Eagles and Ghana may be cancelled due to the monsoon rains. The match between Super Eagles and Ghana may be cancelled due to the monsoon rains. After due, you use the preposition to. May be cancelled. Be is in the infinitive. Cancelled is the if you know what it is, it's a participle. So we're using a very complex answer here. Let me go quiet so you can read it because that was quite a difficult one that I gave you guys. Let's have one sentence with a comparison. A4 is exactly the same height as Omojide, despite the age difference. I'm saying F1 and Omojide are the same height, and that's all I'm saying. I'm saying F1 is as tall as Omojide. F1 is exactly the same height as Omojide, despite the age difference. Just is the adverb I want you to use. A4 and Omojide dash each other despite the age difference. Now you're making a comparison. Have you got A4 and Omojide are just as tall as each other despite the age difference? As tall as is a fixed expression. Let's have one more example using an expression that makes a comparison. You know what we use to make comparisons, don't we? As much as, less than, more than, the least, not quite, a great deal, worse, less, nowhere, near. Look at the words on the screen, please. I'm going to change my glasses. My eyes hurt. Here's another sentence that you required to have a comparison in the answer. Here is another sentence that requires you to make a comparison in your answer. I don't think I ever seen such an unappetizing dish. Credits to Cambridge Press for this workbook. I don't think I've ever seen such an unappetizing dish. List is the word that we've been given. That's the key word. Before we look at what the answer is, how do you make comparisons using list? What does it mean? Part of the answer has already been given. This must be dash I've ever seen. The answer that we have is this must be the least appetizing dish I've ever seen. The least appetizing dish. Appetizing there. What is it? It is a participle adjective. It is an adjective, but we formed it from the present participle. We've already gone over all of this on my page. We say the least, the most, the least. So quickly look at words that make comparison, please. Just, still, worse, least, the, now, quite, worse, worse or worst. No, less, nowhere. They're on your screen. Let's move on to another aspect of language before we finish. I will come back in another video and carry on because I've already introduced too many topics in this one. I've already covered too many topics in this one. Verb patterns will be the last topic that we look at in this video. We're going to be working with gerunds, ing, infinitives, please listen to my sentence. Babatunji promised that none of the photos of the Awuja would be shared on Facebook. Babatunji promised that none of the photos of the Awuja would be shared on Facebook. Not, a word in the negative form. That's what I've given you. That's a keyword. I've already also provided part of the answer, which is Babatunji promised dash of the photos of the Awuja on Facebook. Have you identified all your verbs in sentence 1? Promised. A verb phrase would be shared. Again, we have a modal plus a base form plus a participle. Now, what is that called? In your countries, do you know what the perfect gerund is? How about the perfect infinitive, which I like on this page? I've covered the perfect infinitive a few times. Quick recap. Now I'm going to give you the answer. Babatunji promised not to share any of the photos of the Awuja on Facebook. Babatunji promised not to share any of the photos of the Awuja on Facebook. And Awuja is just a West African fist. To share is a verb in the